So I am raising money for a movie. You might have heard. It's called Memory Room. We're filming in June. We started a Kickstarter. We hit our goal early, but we still, turns out, looking back on our budget, we need way more money. So if you want to donate anything, $10, $20, $500, go to memoryroommovie.com right now. Turn this off. You don't even have to come back to it. I'm just joking. Memoryroommovie.com. And if you donate, you get you only have like 9 or 8 more days, but there's a lot of cool rewards. You can get a link to a private screening of the movie before it comes out. You can get your name in the credits. If you want to put a lot of money in, you can get a producer credit. So yeah, go to that right now because we have 9 more days and it's going to be a great movie. It's a movie about a caretaker. It's a thriller about a caretaker who has a patient with dementia, and at one point she's playing a record to him, and he seems to like remember it, and she's like, "Do you remember the song?" And he says, "This song was playing the night I strangled Rosie," and it's just this fucked up thing he says out of nowhere, and it leads her on to this investigation. It's a cool thriller, and please donate now. Thanks for watching. This is Raanan Talks Horror Movies, and I have my wonderful guest, a horror aficionado, Nathan Macintosh, here. He's a great comic, and he's a big horror fan. Though I recently just found out he only watches horror seasonally, which is a little.
I don't only watch horror seasonally, but I'm not gonna watch it in the summer. I don't give a fuck. It's too hot.
It's just like I think you're a big horror fan. Now you're like a girl, just like a Halloween. We watch all the big ones, and that's it. You know,
that's not what it is. But I mean, I'll go winter. I'll go fall. I'll even go spring, summer if something comes out. But it's just not. This is not. The sun's going down at 9. This isn't horror movie time.
You're saying you're scared?
No.
Oh.
I'm saying it's too. This is not horror movie time. This
is
like,
you're saying there's no nighttime to watch a movie. You're saying like, wait, what are you saying?
I am saying that in the summer, this is not horror movie time. Depending on what the horror movie is and if something comes out. Jaws you can watch in the summertime because it's a summer thing.
Right.
But past that, I'm not actively looking for horror movies. Like I'm not going to watch Scarecrow in the summer. I just don't care. I'll watch a whole.
Let me see the connection. I'm struggling.
I don't
want to
give it a connection. There's no deeper thing.
Just,
you know what I mean? My mom used to beat me in August with VHS copies of Friday the 13th. Yes, that would make some kind of sense. But no, that's not what it is. I'll watch like what do you call it? True crime stuff all year round. But horror movies itself. And can I tell you this?
Interesting. I won't watch serial killer movies in September.
I believe you. Can I tell you this? Yeah. I also feel it's a little bit of the let's keep something going in terms of McDonald's breakfast now, bullshit, because you can get it anytime you want.
Right.
Eggnog is dead because you can buy it August fucking 2nd.
Right.
Those Cadbury mini eggs. You used to be able to get them at one point in time.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck now? I'm trying to keep that semblance of decency for myself about horror movies.
Okay.
There's I don't want Christmas to be all year round.
Sometimes you have the vibe of the angry guy at the bar where everyone's like, Jew is coming soon in this rant.
I've never heard that in my life.
I'm sorry. But look, before we get into this, by the way, a couple of quick things. Number one, I made the same mistake I've done once already, which is really embarrassing, is that this morning I take an antidepressant at night. I mean, a sleeping pill at night and an antidepressant in the morning, and they look very similar. And I've also, for some extremely dumb reason,
kept them beside each other or something?
Kept them in the same pill bottle.
Yeah, it's bad.
But one's a little bigger than the other.
Why are you taking a sleeping pill? Are you a wrestler? Honestly, what are you doing? Why are you taking sleeping pills?
I mean, I don't have trouble
sleeping. Who doesn't have trouble sleeping? But you always take a pill every night?
Every night.
That is an incredible fucking thing to put yourself through. Seriously, that is an awful fucking way to live, man.
Well,
that's crazy.
It's a very bad way to live when I forget. So today I was on the phone, I took a sleeping pill in the morning instead of the fucking antidepressant, and I was on the phone with my buddy, and the minute you take it, it's such an awful feeling. You're like, my day is fucking shot. I did this before where I literally just had to go to sleep at 10 a.m. and I woke up at 4. And I couldn't get back on a good schedule for like 6 months.
And then get back in the van to go to Potsdam, New York to do the cage match you have tonight. I mean, a sleeping pill every night. That's like fucking Jake the Snake's schedule.
Is that a big thing with wrestlers? Sleeping
Yes.
pills? They take sleeping pills?
Yes, because they also take a bunch of fucking uppers. Same as like truck drivers. You're living a rough. You're starting a rough. How long have you been taking a sleeping pill every night?
I don't know, 4 years.
Really? That's incredible.
I'm not the only.
You could
Lex
honestly.
does it too. What
That's
the fuck?
crazy. Both of you guys. You could write a horror movie about that. That's nuts. A sleeping pill every night.
Well,
I mean, do what you want, but Jesus Christ, that's fucking.
I can't just go to sleep. I need a pill. I need something that like.
Nothing crazy about that.
I need something that makes me go to sleep.
Nothing wild about that.
But anyway, so I'm a little off today because I took it this morning. I fought through the fatigue, which is good. I fought through it.
If I have to, I know there's a couple movies we want to get to, a couple topics. If you pass out, please feel free. This is your house, and I'll carry it. I can talk.
Right, if I suddenly pass out, but I think I'm good because I fought. I don't have the willpower to not take a sleeping pill, but I do at night. But I do have the willpower today. The fatigue feeling came 45 minutes in. I fought it. I drank coffee. I jacked off in my face. I slapped myself. I fought it, and I didn't go to sleep. So I do have some willpower.
Are you going to take another sleeping pill tonight?
Of course.
That is fucking bananas.
Well, at night I'm gonna be just done with.
No,
being
I get
groggy.
it, but this is absolutely insane. 2 sleeping pills a day.
But I actually definitely need it tonight because right around like 10 p.m. tonight, the sleeping pill will finally wear off, and I'll have caught my second wind. Actually, if any day I need a sleeping pill at night, it's today.
Do you ever watch Dark Side of the Ring?
I don't know what that is.
It's small documentaries about horrible stories in wrestling, and I'm sure that there's somebody's wife was like, he was up to 2 sleeping pills a day.
I didn't know that was a thing. Did you know that? That's a thing? Sleeping pills, huh? I saw Iron
It's
Claw.
not good. It's not good.
I don't have real human emotions anymore. It's all pills. But
I need a pill to feel happy.
I have a pill for everything. Yeah.
I shouldn't say I hate pills, but I try to stay away. I do stay away. I don't want to be on anything. Years ago, I had I started drinking very young, and I had an ulcer at 15. Mm-hmm. And a couple years later, that I had a fucking ulcer again, and they told me I had to go to the hospital, and they were like, you're gonna have to take an ulcer pill every single day for the rest of your life. And I said, okay. And I finished the bottle, and like it was just a 30-day prescription or whatever. And I was like, I'm not living this way. I'm not gonna take a pill every day for the rest of my fucking life at 24. It's crazy.
Right.
So I just didn't do it.
And you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm bleeding internally right now, but I'm fine.
I feel like a lot of your life, I mean, maybe it's not enough for a pattern, but a lot of your life is someone telling you to do something and you taking a stand. I feel like that's a big part of what makes you you. You're like, the tech company tells me to do this. Yeah. My doctor tells me to do that.
Yeah.
I'm taking a stand.
Yeah.
But before we get into this, I got to do a couple plugs right up top. By the way, Nathan, hilarious comic, one of my favorites. We're both, he doesn't like me to say this, but we're both yellers. So I find a bond to you.
I don't fight that.
Oh, you don't fight that?
No, not at all. There's only like, the internet says different, but I think there's only like 4 or 5 of us. There's some people speaking loud, period.
Right.
But they're not, But anyways,
But we're in a rare group, yellers who have good material. That's very rare. Most yellers, not that great at jokes. But we have great jokes and we yell. We yell out great jokes. That's a rare thing.
Thank you, man.
And we're, of course, both winners of the New York Times Funniest YouTube Special. I won 2022. He won 2023.
We're going to see what happens in 2024.
Yeah.
I just put out a special called Down with Tech. Please check it out.
Check out his new special. It's great, Down with Tech. It's a show about how horrible social media algorithms are. Has it been buried by social media algorithms or no? Or does that... Do you worry about that?
No. I mean, I had the thought of like, I talk about Steve Jobs and Zuckerberg and you just sort of go, I guess there might be some stuff in here but I don't care. I can't. I really dislike the 4 tech fucking mutants that are in control of us.
Well, wait, go through them. So they got
might be 5.
Elon Zuckerberg.
Elon Zuckerberg. I'll put Bezos
Google
in there.
guy.
I'll put. All right, so there's a bunch more. Then I'll put the CEO of TikTok. I'll put Sam Altman, OpenAI, ChatGPT. Absolute fucking
Well, he's in jail now,
psychopath.
so you can
Sam Altman.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the other.
Sam Altman is not in jail.
I'm thinking of the other guy.
You're talking about Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
And honestly,
There's
good
so
for that
many-
too. That was I was excited about that.
I guess if everyone's gonna say that this next line, it's me. But there's so many ugly Jews to keep track of in the tech world. Do you feel that way? You don't have to answer that.
I'm not.
You got Zuckerberg, you got the Friedman. You know what I mean? There's just like a lot of monstrous,
Bankman-Fried.
a lot of monstrous looking Jews. I mean, there's good Jews too, but a lot of monstrous looking ones taking over.
Is it
shit.
fun to every once in a while just throw Jewish stuff into it for fun? I mean, this had nothing to do with anything Jewish. Not a goddamn thing.
Oh, you just brought up. I'm just thinking Zuckerberg. They're just like. But anyway, keep going.
Those few men are also wildly autistic, and that's a
true.
much bigger.
That's the bigger problem. Not
Yes.
Jews, autistic people.
Yes,
You're right. I think that's one of the themes of your special is that you don't talk about the Jewish as much, but in many ways, the hatred towards
I don't talk about
Jews running things is misdirected. It's really autistic people, some of them who happen to be Jewish.
Take another sleeping pill, man, because that's unreasonable that this is where it's gotten. But no, I haven't thought about. I don't necessarily care. I guess if a thing happens, I wanted to make a thing talking about these things, and I did. And what happens past that, kind of happens past that.
Right. Well, it's a great special. Check it out on YouTube. Down with Tech. Check out his other specials. He's really a wonderful comedian. I always love watching him. And I feel like we have some similar attributes. So by complimenting him in a way, I'm still complimenting myself. So it's a nice, synergistic thing. I'm like, you're great. You yell. You have great jokes.
Do you have a lot of? Do you? Well, continue on. You were gonna do plugs.
Okay, so let me just do a quick plug. So I am raising money for a movie. You might have heard. It's called Memory Room. We're filming in June. We started a Kickstarter. We hit our goal early, but we still, turns out, looking back on our budget, we need way more money. So if you want to donate anything, $10, $20, $500, go to memoryroommovie.com right now. Turn this off. You don't even have to come back to it. I'm just joking. Memoryroommovie.com. And if you donate, you get you only have like 9 or 8 more days, but there's a lot of cool rewards. You can get a link to a private screening of the movie before it comes out. You can get your name in the credits. If you want to put a lot of money in, you can get a producer credit. So yeah, go to that right now because we have 9 more days and it's going to be a great movie. It's a movie about a caretaker. It's a thriller about a caretaker who has a patient with dementia, and at one point she's playing a record to him, and he seems to remember it. And she's like, "Do you remember the song?" And he says, "This song was playing the night I strangled Rosie." And it's just this fucked up thing he says out of nowhere, and it leads her on to this investigation. It's a cool thriller, and please donate now. But most importantly, we're gonna talk today about horror movies. Okay, which you are a huge horror movie aficionado.
I like horror movies. I've seen a lot of them.
You've seen a lot of them. I love talking to you about horror movies. Now, I was never a huge fan of horror movies. I mean, I grew up watching Jaws every day when I was 5 years old. Which I seriously,
you don't do anything if it's not every day.
I know.
I take a sleeping pill every day. I watch Jaws every day.
I watched Jaws every day. My friend, who was my babysitter at the time, said I would watch it while crying, but then refused to have it be turned off.
Did you go see The Shark is Broken? Did we talk about this?
I did see it.
So good.
You liked it?
I loved it. You didn't like it. What was your problem with it?
It's just like, I don't know. It's just like jacking itself off, kind of. It's just like, the whole thing is like them just being like, this movie, it's about the making of Jaws, and it's by the guy who, the son of Robert Shaw, who looked very much like Robert Shaw.
Yes.
I don't know. It just felt very self-indulgent, very a lot of jokes about them being like, this movie's not going to go anywhere. And everyone laughs in the audience like, ha ha. Turned out to be a classic. I mean, it was cool to see the boat and shit, but I don't know. I just found it a little, it's not that artistic.
Okay.
Do you not feel that way?
I loved it.
You loved it?
I loved it. It's so funny. It's so good. It's apparently based on like what's his name's some of his writings. So it's not like it's a thing that didn't happen. They had some of these arguments while they were waiting for the fucking shark to be fixed.
No, for
sitting in a goddamn boat.
I guess I just thought it was like, I don't know. It just felt, I hear what you're saying. I remember hating it, but I don't remember exact specific reasons, so it's hard. You know how that is?
Had you taken your I must like the shark is broken pill? Or did you miss that? I loved it. This is how much I loved it.
Really?
I loved it. I to this degree, I stood up and applauded right before it ended. And
before it ended, isn't that
just
kind of
like a second before, like you were like, it's gonna end.
You escorted out of the theater.
Easily, I was the first person. Easily, I was the first person to stand up and clap for this fucking thing. And also, I DM'd that guy. I don't know if it's Edward Shaw. Is that his name? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
I DM'd him.
Oh,
to be like, buddy, I don't know what the fuck. This is amazing. I loved it. I wish I could have saw it again, but
Did you actually call him buddy? That seems a little.
I probably did call him buddy.
A little too familiar.
I'm Canadian.
Oh, that's a Canadian thing.
So I DM'd him anyway to be like, hey man, I loved it. I loved it.
Wow, what'd he say?
Nothing.
He didn't respond.
Nope.
Yeah, I had that once with Jason Isbell, my favorite songwriter today, who follows me, which is just amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I once just like. When he followed me, I messaged him just being like, "You're my favorite." I just like jizz. It was bad, and picture me with a doll of him. You know, it's just
Jesus
bad,
Christ.
But he didn't respond. But I know he read it and thought about responding, and that's what really matters.
I don't know if this guy read it. I never looked again, but you could tell from his Instagram he does not use this.
Right.
But I still was like, I just have to tell someone because I thought it was so good.
It's funny. I hated it, but I love Jaws so much, which is interesting.
I mean, if it comes back to New York, go again. You know what? If it comes back to New York, I'll take you.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I'll accept that. But here's the thing. Like, you'll pay for the ticket?
Yeah, that's what take you means. Yeah.
I don't know. You just pick me up or something. Like, you just... but here's the thing. I love Jaws, but I guess I'm not into as much the I don't know. I don't like the fandom of anything. I love the movie. I don't know. I just felt like it was a little just too much about the humor of the movie, them not thinking the movie's going to do well and then it does well. You know what I mean? It's a little cutesy for me. And then also I feel like there's of course, like any Broadway play, there's some really annoying Trump jokes in there. I think at one point he opens the newspaper and reads something about Nixon, and it's clearly like something about Trump, and everyone in the audience claps.
He basically was like, "Oh, we'll never have a guy like this again."
Yeah, I hate that. That my soul dies when I hear that. We'll never have a guy like this. Like all
just don't see it. Don't go again. Never.
Jews
don't. Everybody's Jewish. Every single person is Jewish. Don't go see it again. I will not go with you.
Okay. But but that being said, I love the movie Jaws. I watch it every day when I'm 5. Other than that, there's some horror movies I really like. Rosemary's Baby was one of my favorite movies for a long time. But I never loved horror movies until recently, and this is what I want to talk about in this episode. I'm trying to write a horror screenplay, which is tough because I don't like horror movies. So I felt like for me to really write this, I gotta fall in love with horror movies.
Why did you want to write a horror movie then?
It's a story that I think could be interesting, and it's not like I hate horror movies, but I just didn't love them. So I went through the canon, and I've really fallen in love and got obsessed with horror movies. And I wanted to talk to you today about it because you are such a big horror aficionado. So
I don't want to use that word. Not even close.
No,
not even close.
Horror
liker. I like
horror liker. You're a big horror liker. So I just want to go over some of the movies and talk about my experiences and had someone to talk to you about it. So I want to start by talking about a movie that, once again, I don't like. I've looked at the list of horror movies. I've tried to watch most of them. The one I still do not get, and I'm not trying. I want you to know I'm not trying to be contrarian.
Yes,
okay. No, I'm not.
Yes,
this is how everyone thinks I'm being contrarian.
Edward Shaw is that guy's name. Edward Shaw. And I'd say you're even being a contrarian to that.
I don't get The Exorcist, which is funny because I love horror movies, and The Exorcist is always number one on every list. And I personally feel this is gonna be hilarious because I am gonna bring it back to Judaism. I personally feel that you have to kind of believe in the devil a little to find that shit scary. Because as a Jew, I don't believe in that shit. So I'm watching it and I'm like, this is funny. It's a girl, it's an 8-year-old girl telling a priest that his mother sucks dicks in hell. That's hilarious. Like she's like, your mother. That's kids cursing. That's like Cartman. And the priest is like, oh no, the devil. It's just funny to me. Do you feel that at all?
No.
You are legitimately scared.
I don't. These aren't the only two options when it comes to horror movies. I'm not. When I was a kid, I was scared for sure.
Is it one of your favorites?
No, not personally necessarily, but it's really fucking good, and it is kind of haunting. I mean, everybody's performances in this thing are really well done.
Ellen Burstyn is good. She's very good.
Nobody else is. But the also, you don't have to. I mean, I don't have to believe that the San Andreas Fault could break fucking L.A. in half or whatever.
Right.
For The Rock to come down from a helicopter and grab a guy.
No, I'm not saying you don't have to believe it. I'm just saying, like, is it not like a little funny? I just don't. It just seems goofy to me possessing a girl and then her just like cursing and shit. I don't that concept. And look, it's obviously well made, and I do agree that, like The Shining, it has this weird vibe where it almost feels like the movie itself is like haunted. Mm-hmm. Like it has a weird intensity at times. Where
yeah,
a
bunch of weird stuff happened on the set when they were making it.
Yeah, it feels like the devil is somehow. It feels haunted in the way The Shining feels haunted, which I do respect. But at its core, I think it really does want you to believe in the devil. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's silly. I guess for me, it's hard for me to like. I watch The Shining, I'm scared because it's isolation. It's like you don't need the supernatural element to be scared. With The Exorcist, I feel like it is a little dependent on someone who believes in the devil, aka a moron. Now, obviously, not everyone who likes The Exorcist believes in the devil, so I'm obviously wrong about that. But it does seem like, who are you scared for?
Well, the whole God-devil deal, right, on Earth, the devil would be somebody who swears. The devil would be somebody who drinks. The devil would be somebody who just fucks constantly.
That sounds like a fun guy.
Yeah, sure, but live that life for a while and see. I think that's more so. What it doesn't have to be necessarily. If you don't want to go with the devil, you could still just go with like this is still this little girl's possessed by, let's say, a fucking sailor who drinks and stabs himself in the goddamn crotch with a crucifix. It's pretty brutal. Pisses himself at the bottom of the stairs, which I always found creepy as a kid.
Oh, that shot where she
and coming down the stairs backwards is creepy. But like, I guess the whole I don't feel that you have to believe in. I don't believe necessarily in like God and the devil, but I do know that there's like, or feel that there's good and bad here, just on this plane that we're on.
Sure, but I guess when the bad is like a force, I get a little like when I watch Halloween, I'm like, oh no, that's death. That's evil.
But that's supernatural in a way. This guy, I mean, he's been ground up. He's been shot, murdered. Yeah. He's you know what I mean? He's stabbed in the eye. He floats in some of these movies.
I only seen the first one, which is...
I mean, my God.
But I guess, like, the metaphor there to me is more of, like, a symbol of, like, death.
Yeah.
I guess with The Exorcist, it really is more the devil than, like, just death. You know
sure,
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it gets into an issue, too, which I don't get, which I guess this could be a religious discussion, but, like, the main character is a priest who has this crisis of faith, but it's like, there's the devil, so God exists, and God's going to win. Once you have the devil, you have God.
God might not win. Isn't that his whole point?
I feel like God's going to win between the devil and God, no?
Maybe. He won the first time.
But either way, at least...
He might not win this one battle with this fucking little girl.
Well, at least there should be a part where the priest, who's literally, in a sense...
You want God to show up is what you want. You want God...
No, I want
the heavens to open up, and God comes down. He's like, I'll take it from here.
No.
I'll go with that.
I would like
to see that.
I want the priest, when he sees that it's the devil, go, all right, I'm back to believing in God, obviously, because there's the fucking devil. That's what I want. You know what I mean? There's this... Like, it seems like he has a crisis of not really believing in God.
Yeah.
Because his mom has dementia. And then he sees her, and it's like that's proof of God by the devil. That should build his faith up. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but it is kind of an issue where he's like, the whole movie shows a crisis of faith, but really that at least the idea of the existence of God is established.
But in this instance, the devil is winning.
The devil's winning
hard, and he.
But before that he thought there might not be no God. You know what I mean? So like that's at least a one up from.
And there still might not be a God, because why would a God let this little fucking girl be goddamn?
Well, there can't be a devil and no God.
There could be.
That's what you're saying?
I'm saying if you're a man of the cloth, right, and you float around a church and you believe in there's a guy, and then the guy lets this little girl be possessed by the most evil entity we have, you could potentially go, oh shit, maybe there is nobody up there, but this guy does exist.
And so you think
I don't. I'm just talking.
No. You're trying to get into the head of the priest. That's interesting. So you think he's like, oh, there's a devil, but maybe no God.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe. I guess that's a way to formulate it.
Because this is also a stronger force here right now in this guy's face, because there is no God should have, right?
Yeah.
Possessed somebody else, and then came in and fought the possessed girl,
right?
Who was the devil. This is what should happen.
Like when you're on a pool and one person, like a kid goes on one person's shoulders and a kid goes on the other person's shoulders and they fight each other.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes. The God should have came
How do you
down.
feel about that?
She had a brother, right, in the movie, didn't she?
No, she doesn't have a brother.
Okay, but either way, a kid down the street.
Yeah.
Find a kid down the street. He's now possessed by either the God or Jesus, and he comes in and they arm wrestle or fist fight or whatever, and whoever wins that then controls.
So what would the
universe.
kid possessed by God look like? Would he just be
shiny, really nice?
He's
a beard. He's like an 8-year-old with a beard.
8-year-old who's just like, and I love all of you.
He's jacked,
yeah.
but he's against this person. Yeah, obviously. So he's like, he'd be the opposite. If she's all torn up and shit, right?
Yeah.
He's the opposite. He looks like he just got a facelift.
But his face just looks really good.
Yeah. Like he's just a smiley, happy, shiny. He's got a beard. He got
love everybody. And I'm going to here to destroy the devil. That kind of thing.
I don't know if he has that voice, but he's...
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's what the movie should have been. If we're rewriting Exorcist, it should be the God... Because God never does that in any possession movie.
Good point. It's always the devil possessing the kid.
He doesn't possess anybody and fight the fucking devil. Come down here, man. Get down here.
Right. I guess, too, it's like... I guess it'd be a little more scary if the devil possessed someone... not an 8-year-old girl, you know what I mean? But I guess it's to me.
Yeah.
But I guess to a mother, it's scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also a lot of people that the devil could possess are just alone with cats, and now there's no movie.
Right.
It's just somebody, because that could have happened a million times. Somebody's at home, they're watching Family Feud again, they're alone, and then they get possessed. But who the fuck knows? Because they're just at home rotating.
Right. That's a good point. Let me ask you this though: when she gets unpossessed at the end,
yeah.
Is her pussy back to normal, or is it still like ripped up from the cross?
What kind of question is that?
I don't know. I'm just I think it's a valid question.
It's not.
It's not a valid question?
Not at all.
No?
No.
Yeah, it's like talking to a politician. You're like, I don't want to say anything that can be used against me.
But that one's just insane.
Why is that insane? That's a valid question.
It's not a valid question at all.
She
You
puts
mean
the cross in the pussy.
You mean the absolute second she's unpossessed, does her body go back to being healed? Is that what you're saying? That's what you're saying. Because her face does.
Her face does.
So then
but
yes.
Or is she all like immediately like, oh my God, my pussy, it's ripped apart. Like, does she immediately go like that?
She's 8. And also, if her face is back to normal,
yeah.
Then I mean it stands to reason the rest of her body is also fucking put back
the
together.
most flexible thing, an 8-year-old's body. I'm sorry. It would go back to normal. I'm sorry. But anyway. So you like The Exorcist, but you don't love it.
Yeah, sure. I like The Exorcist.
Yeah, but you don't. Do you get at all what I'm saying
about it not being good?
About it being a little goofy, comedic. Lex knows what I'm talking about.
I guess so. If you want to look at it through that lens, but then you could also look at stand-up comedy as horrific. If you wanted to do that.
That's all very much true.
Do you see what I'm saying? You could look at it as like somebody on stage trying to do something funny, and you're like, look at this sad, broken fucking person wearing a graphic tee who thinks they're going to solve the Earth's problems. I mean, you could, whatever lens you want to go in with, you could.
That's a good point.
Look at everything the opposite of what it's supposed to be. But also, if you don't get into The Exorcist and you don't feel the fear you're supposed to have, or whatever the hell. I lost what I'm trying to say, but that's fine. If you look at it and you think it's a goofy mess, that's
right. Well, you're saying you can really do that. You can choose to not. Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. I mean, for me, like, and comedy is horrific.
Sure.
By the way, last week, this is a real existential moment. I was on stage in Florida, in Key West, and it devolved into a Q&A. I say that because I don't want you to think I like initiated it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually, I was just doing current events. Someone asked a question. The question they asked still haunts me. It's only been a couple weeks, but the person said, "What brings you to Key West?" And I'm on stage at this club they paid me to go to, and this woman is still wondering, like, the fact that I'm performing there is not enough of a reason to her. I don't know if she thinks I'm doing it for free, or like, but it was this real existential moment where I'm like, this right now. But I realized the crowd was so small, they must have thought, oh, there's no way he's getting paid for this.
So also, though, if the priest had gone into the room in The Exorcist and her head spun around and she said, "What brings you to this room?" you would have been scared.
I would have been triggered.
Yeah, you would have been like, holy hell. The priest is going to be like, I mean, it's clearly you. You're clearly the reason I'm in this room, you fucking psycho.
I mean, that would have been scarier than, like, your mom is a fucking whore. She sucks cock in hell. You know, like that to me, like a little girl sounding like a guy in Brooklyn, like in a fight. Like, it's just like, you know, I don't know. I start laughing. But, you know, I also wonder if it's a Jewish thing. Like, we don't have the devil. To me, Rosemary's Baby, even though
I don't have the devil.
Well, did you grow up Christian, though?
I didn't grow up anything.
Just Canadian?
Just Canadian.
Okay. So then my theory is not correct. It's how I feel, but it's not correct. Because obviously a lot of people like The Exorcist don't believe in the devil.
Can I tell you Rosemary's Baby? I saw it for the first time a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it is very good. However, and I would say this about a lot of movies from the 70s, we can get at least 20 minutes out of this thing. At least 20 minutes out of this thing. All the shots of going to the elevator, going downstairs, getting into a cab, driving in the cab, getting out of the cab, going upstairs. Cut it!
It's so funny to say that about a movie that's so old.
Cut
like,
it!
As if you're the editor. Like, you're just giving notes on the first take.
Buddy, you're telling them not to swear in a movie that's fucking 40 fucking years old.
I hear what you're saying, but I love Rosemary's Baby. To me, Rosemary's Baby is more of the Jewish Exorcist, where it's like this annoying Jewish woman in the room, and she's like nagging, and she's invasive. That's a Jew. That's Ruth Gordon. She's like, how much does that cost? So it's really the fear of an annoying Jewish neighbor, and that's a scary thing. You know what I mean?
You know, in my head, when I watch it, I think it's very Canadian.
Really?
Well, absolutely. Everything I all my views, I look through the Canadian microscope, and I think it's a very Canadian thing. It's like a Canadian mom in a small town. She's always asking, "How much is this?
Oh,
where are you going?"
Interesting.
I'm kidding. It's a movie about the devil impregnating a lady in a building. Well, I will say this too. When I was watching that movie, you go, "Whose apartment is this, and how can this guy afford this?"
Right.
Isn't he
I know.
Isn't he like a
He's
musician,
a struggling actor.
Yeah. There we go.
And they go into a mansion.
Huge apartment.
It actually is insane. I'm
like a Koch brother
was
house.
New York not livable back then? Were they just giving away mansions for 20 cents?
They might have been, actually. I listened to something a couple weeks ago about with Danny DeVito. He said his apartment in the 70s, I think it was the 70s or very early 80s, in New York was $75 a month. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is. And,
a whole apartment.
Yeah,
that's for a month.
And all he needs is like a closet. I mean, that's what
one closet, duffel bag to sleep in.
I don't know. It is crazy. The least believable part of Rosemary's Baby is not that she gets raped by the devil. It's that she could afford that apartment. I mean, that is
the
insane.
two of them, yeah. And again, we need 20...
She doesn't work, and he is a struggling actor.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know how they...
Wait, is he an actor or a jingle man? Am I crazy? He doesn't make jingles.
No, he's an actor.
Okay.
That's the whole premise. The premise is hilarious because the premise is that he agrees. And I love this movie, by the way. I'm not crazy about The Exorcist.
Needs to lose 20 minutes.
I love Rosemary's Baby. And by the way, even though it is a silly story, to me, and this is how it is different with Exorcist, I can't connect to it beyond the devil shit.
Yeah.
With Rosemary's Baby, it has so much to do with alienation and not being able to trust anyone and gaslighting. And it's one of the most beautiful movies of someone being truly alone. Like, she's truly alone by the end. And it is so heart-wrenching. So I do think it has like a incredible movie. But it is about an actor who makes a pact that he will allow his wife to get raped by the devil, and then she will give birth to the son of the devil, who will then, I guess, reign on earth. And what he gets in return is a part in a play, not even a movie, literally a play.
There are so many actors, comedians. There are, I think we'd probably know some if we wanted to think about it. There are comedians that would easily be like, you can impregnate my mom with the end of times if I can sit on the panel of Kill Tony. And they really would. They
Not even the panel, just to do the open mic section.
You know what's... Yes, put their name
like
in the
lottery.
bucket and stand in the fucking alleyway for a chance to do 60
just
seconds.
for Tony Hinchcliffe to call you gay.
Yeah, honestly.
They would give up the
and you know
world.
what's funny?
You're right. You're totally right.
But now that you bring that up, that's actually the scariest part of that movie. This is, again, where the devil comes back in. It's not necessarily a supernatural idea, but that is the hell that exists on this earth. That people are so... Some people can be so fucking... whatever, narcissistic, demonic, whatever it is, that they'll do anything.
But it also makes you wonder, what did that moment look like? Like,
yes, I would love to see that.
He's going over there, and they go, "Oh, by the way, we're witches."
The devil's in an alley smoking a cigarette. Hey, I saw your audition in there, kid. I don't think you got it. He's got hooves. What should I do? I'll tell you what you should do. Let me fuck your wife.
And impregnate her, and I will get you that part in that off-Broadway play. It really is a testament to how much people cared way more about theater back then than now. I mean,
in New York, too, bro.
Yeah,
like,
New York,
deal.
like New York, like now he'd be at least like, can you maybe give me a movie role for that? You know what I mean? But
yeah, can I be an Avenger? Can I tell you? You know what's crazy? I heard this. I think I read this in the New Yorker or something. But Edward Shaw, actually,
your buddy,
my good friend, allowed his sister to be impregnated by the devil so that he could have that
the play
on Broadway. Yes.
And he's Canadian, so
is he?
Oh no,
no, he's English.
The play got put on. It originated in Toronto. The show.
Oh, did it? Okay,
yeah.
I thought it was in. Either way, yes, it's been all over the place. But anyways, I would actually like to see now, because you know they just do so many prequels to things. Prequel to Rosemary's Baby. This man meeting the devil and doing this little contract. Him going on these auditions and bombing horrifically, and and he's like, I gotta make my fucking nut. I got the biggest apartment in New York City.
That's true. In his defense,
crazy.
He is a struggling actor who I assume is now paying $1 million a year for this apartment.
Yes.
So in his defense, he probably did. Though, I mean, that's the other thing. Theater doesn't pay that well. So he's essentially choosing to have a devil reign on Earth for probably like $400 a week.
A week. But at the time, that's a decent paycheck. Also, it could lead to other things. Here's the thing. The guy's a horrible negotiator.
Yes.
He's one of the worst. The devil offered him a thing and he went, yes.
I think he said yes right away.
Yes.
I mean, maybe he said, can you also make this build momentum? I'd like to think he added that in the agreement. Can this lead to other stuff? You know what I mean?
Can we go, yes. Can I be on
You
Bonanza?
don't have to be specific, but just let it... Can this build some buzz?
Can I get on Bonanza? Can I be on MASH?
What if he didn't ask for that and the show just closed and that's sad? He's like, well, now I've brought evil onto the earth.
As stupid as this sounds, writing the prequel to Rosemary's Baby would be fun, and like that's again, he's going on the auditions and then he meets the devil.
So a prequel, or more like from his perspective the whole time,
or his perspective, sure, but just the idea that like he's really willing to sell the world, Earth itself.
But this actually gets into why one of the genius elements of Rosemary's Baby that a lot of horror films don't learn from, which is that the crazy shit is only explained in the last 2 minutes. So you don't have time to be like, this is fucking ridiculous. And it's only explained at the very end, which a lot of horror movies suck because they start explaining this shit kind of early on. and you have time to sit with how stupid it is.
Yeah.
And that's a brilliant thing in Rosemary's Baby. Because the hardest part of horror movies, I do think, is the explanation. That can be a really tough thing to sell.
Yeah.
And that movie brilliantly keeps that shit down to the last minute and a half.
And then, yeah, they live, the whole building, not the whole building, but people in that building, they're all in a satanic cult, right? So they're all excited that, but it's interesting that the devil went to this guy and promised him, of all the things to be promised, but
it's insane. It's insane. But actors, you know, they work hard and they're prepared to give it their all, I guess, you know.
Well, absolutely.
But I would like to see the stand-up version.
It's Kill Tony. It's you sell your whole family. Your dad's impregnated, your mom, and you get to put your name in the bucket.
Kill Tony though is way bigger than him being in the off.
Not the bucket part. not being in the
where you're just like an open mic.
Yeah, not in the alleyway.
That would totally happen.
Yeah, you're sleeping in a van. 100%.
So I do love Rosemary's Baby because as silly as the plot is, it is about alienation in a way where, like, with The Exorcist, I know some people extrapolate, like, well, it's about what happens to your daughter if they're sick or something. But to me, there's a literalness to The Exorcist that's hard for me to get behind. But I want to talk a little about some other movies I watched for the first time. I watched finally Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a very interesting movie to watch. It really stuck with me.
It's dark.
It is dark. I'll tell you a little. I started to watch it and I turned it off.
Sleeping pill?
No sleeping pill. I turned it off after 10 minutes. I just couldn't take it, and nothing.
I get
nothing even crazy happened.
It's so dark and weird, and it looks like it was like shot.
Yes.
Through a Polaroid camera.
Yeah, it felt so gross.
Yeah.
And so sweaty. And the part where I turned it off was just a guy who looks like James Franco in the van,
cutting his hand.
It was even before he cut his hand.
Yeah.
He was just excited to show the kids the cows and how they cut them, and I'm like, this is gross. I can't watch this. So I turned it off. And then me and my girlfriend, we decided to watch it again. You know, I needed some support. And we watched it. Because typically I'm like a snob. I like the elegant horror movies. And this is like definitely like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And no other movie, you can feel the heat. It's like insane. Have you seen it, Lex? You can feel how hot it is. It's like the heat comes out of the...
It's supposed to be the 70s, right?
Yeah.
A van in the Texas heat in the 70s.
I just wanted to not be there.
And they pick up arguably one of the greasiest looking hitchhikers. He looks so creepy, and his little weird walk dance that he does, he's like absolutely horrific. And he's so good at getting in the van and instantly making them regret their decision.
Yes.
Instantly.
Yes.
But you see them go the very human moment of like, well, what are we going to do? Just pull over and kick this guy out? You can't do that.
But everyone needs to shower so badly the whole time. It's like suffocating.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it. And I'm watching it with Kate, and it's still getting hard to watch. And I have yet to get to anything terrifying.
Yeah.
There's actually a part that I find the hardest to watch, which is just the fat guy in the wheelchair who is so annoying. And there's a part where he's just in the house, and they've left him there, and he's complaining, and he starts doing a raspberry. He starts going, and a fat guy in a wheelchair doing a raspberry makes you want to kill all handicapped people. It's so upsetting. It's like he's just going, bleh, bleh. And I'm just like, all my anger at fat people, which I am, you know what I mean? It's
Jewish. He's Jewish.
Well, he's annoying, maybe. So it's like, it's so upsetting. It's so I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with this movie?
There was a few. Sorry, go ahead.
But then it gets to the first kill. And I was blown away.
It's him, isn't it? Am I wrong? I haven't seen this in a while.
It is him.
I know the door.
No, it's not him.
Okay.
It's the guy coming to the house next door. And what it is, and it's so geniusly, manipulatively brilliant, which is that it's this long movie where there's not really anything happening yet. It's just kind of building. But then it's still, and this is what's so brilliant, even though it's slowly building, it then becomes so ridiculously abrupt, which is the ultimate flip. Like, you're like, oh, it's slowly building. It's going to keep slowly building. And then literally goes to the house. A door opens.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a skin mask going, and he just knocks him on the head immediately.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was so
when that
quick.
door closes
that
too,
door,
and
yeah.
then just the like burn,
It is
whatever that music
insane. And it stuck with me immediately. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
to do a build up and then have this abruptness, it gets into this concept of horror as a lot of times horror movies are filtered through music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is just pure absurd moment out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then when you see him take the girl and put her on the hook
Yeah.
while he's chopping up the other guy, it gets this primal fear of what if we are just meat, you know what I mean, and nothing more. And I think
Yeah.
there's a part at the end where the girl is in the family with the family and she's tied up. And she offers basically a sexual favor to get out of it, and they don't care at all. And there's something so disturbing.
But it is, because this is reality. That things like that. Well, parts of that happened.
Yeah.
And parts of that. Things like that have happened to other people. It is like such a dark, fucking, gross look at how what's out there.
It makes you, in a weird way, it makes you lose faith in everything. You're like, if this can exist, how is there anything like
the priest in Exorcist.
Yeah, except there is not even but it's not the devil, it's the humans.
But that is the devil.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like anybody who acts that way, like Ed Gein is a devil. He's the form of pure.
But there is nothing like supernatural at all in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, but that's honestly what I think is scarier. You don't need to have.
No, that's 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so we're saying the same thing. Yeah. It's way creepier that it's just like. But that's also again, sorry. That's what I was trying to say earlier about the devil. It's like they use this thing as like but this exists.
Yes.
This evil
but
exists.
To me, in The Exorcist, it is just the devil, even though
Sure.
In this, to me, it makes me think of the Holocaust. It makes me think of humans' ability.
I get you, but
the humans' ability to go way beyond.
Yeah.
Just shit. And there's something so disturbing. About her offering herself up sexually and them not caring. I don't know why, because you would think it'd be disturbing them like wanting to rape her, but it's way more disturbing them just seeing her as a piece of meat. It's just man being seen as just the no separation between us and other animals, basically. And that's
to
what
some people, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I found so fascinating. And I loved it. It's not a character-driven movie by any means.
No, Leatherface isn't even necessarily at the forefront. He's around every once in a while, but he's not. Like Halloween, Mike Myers is the whole time. This is not. This guy's just kind of every once in a while. His family is almost a bigger part. He doesn't fucking talk. He doesn't really.
They're human beings. They're not supernatural. They're
Yeah.
not. They're like, he is not. Michael Myers is a stand-in for like evil and stuff.
Yeah.
This guy is not even like. It explains him a little. He's like the weird son/mother of the family, where he dresses up in drag. It's fucked up shit.
Yeah, it's creepy.
It goes beyond just symbolism. It's fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And the part you brought it up when he's chasing her with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
And there's no music
for like 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes, it's just a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is pure horror.
It's horrifying.
And it makes you realize all the artistic choices in other horror movies in a way make it less scary.
Yeah.
Because there's an art to it. This is so artless. It is artistic, but so artless you feel like pure horror. And it makes you realize that like real horror movies, like the real fucked up ones, are the ones where you're thinking to yourself, should I turn this off right now? That's like the next level horror.
I love at the end that she's still screaming and he's just swinging a chainsaw around. Like he doesn't stop. It's wild. Yeah. But also when you look up Ed Gein and things that he did, it's unbelievably haunting and dark.
Yes.
And to your point about watching a thing that you need to shut off or think you should shut off, I had that with the fucking 10-part Dahmer show.
Right.
I was just like, this happened. This is awful.
Yeah.
Like, this is so awful, the depiction of this. And I think that's why Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the same way, because this not happened directly, even though some of it actually did. But, like, things like that happened because of one man specifically. It's really haunting to just think that somebody was in this position of pure terror knowing that they were going to be killed in a house where the Buddy had fucking bowls.
You'll even call him Buddy, huh?
Buddy. You know one of the most Canadian sentences I've ever heard in my life?
Yeah.
The most Canadian sentence I've ever heard in my life. You remember the story? Maybe you don't. But years ago, a guy in Canada in 2008 cut a guy's head off on the Greyhound.
Of course.
Okay. So the most Canadian sentence I've ever heard. I was living down here for a couple of years, and I go home to do some shows, and a comedian on a show I was on, he goes, "Do you guys remember when Buddy cut Buddy's head off on the bus?" And everybody in the crowd just went, "Yeah." And I'm in the back like, man, it's so funny that's a sentence.
Is it not, so it's not even affectionate? Is it just like for anyone?
It can be a lot of things.
I remember when I saw that news story, I'd ridden the Greyhound a lot for comedy, and I remember someone on the news being like, "I can't believe this has happened. I can't believe this happened." I remember thinking, I found it shocking that the bus even stopped. Like, usually they just keep on going when shit happens. You know
Keep
what
it
I mean?
down back there.
And just hope it sorts itself out.
Yeah. Sorts itself
Just like,
out.
finish cut off his head and sit back down. It's a long way to Toledo.
That is,
you know?
my mom called me that day. I was walking home from work, and she goes, "Did you hear about this story?" And I literally thought she had mixed it up with something. I was like, "There's absolutely no way this is a real story." And then when you look at it, but again, that's why Texas Chainsaw Massacre is so scary, because you go, "There's no way this is a real story." Then you look at Ed Gein, you go, "Oh my God!" He was using people's skin to make shit.
Right.
He had bowls in his house that were skulls.
Well, I think by the way, real quickly, my favorite Ed Gein story, I actually find this hilarious.
Favorite Ed Gein story.
Fucked up.
Have a few, but this one's the best.
But this is actually, like, to me, hilariously just is such a, what do you call it, condemnation of human beings in general. He had a skull in his house that was just on a shelf, someone he killed. And someone's over. I don't know why. I'd get invited someone over, and like a friend or something or a neighbor, and the neighbor saw the skull. I guess it was hidden in the back, but he saw it. And he goes, "What the fuck is that?" And Ed Gein just goes, "Oh, that's some Jap I killed in World War II, and I brought it back." And the guy goes, "Oh, okay." Like the fact that he could say that, and the guy's like, "All right, I guess it's fine then." The fact that it makes you go, "Oh, Ed Gein's fucked up," but not that much more fucked up than all of us in general, who can just be like, "Oh, just a Japanese guy you killed. That you have the skull." That makes complete sense.
At the time, though, we gotta factor that in. It's not today.
Yes.
If you were like, "Oh, I was in Okinawa," and I just, then it's like, buddy, what the fuck? This would have been what, 9 years or something after the war?
Yeah.
It's in the 50s.
But still, the fact that.
But also
like,
that you'd rather believe that than what the possibility is. So, anyways,
it's
I'm
just
not saying
interesting
you're
that
wrong.
that guy was no longer freaked out.
Well, what's he gonna do? But again, it's one of those things of like, you're in a guy's house, there's a skull. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, man, prove it's it. Now you're dead. Now you're fucking
No,
skull's
but
up
I
there.
think he believed it. I just think
He
like
might have, but
I just think in that moment when he thought he killed a Japanese person and then took a skull and used it as a trophy in that moment, for him, order had been restored.
Yes.
Like for him,
But that
he's like,
makes so
all
much
right, everything
sense.
makes sense now.
In America, that
Yes.
makes so much sense.
Yes. But to me, that's the point. Is like, and this is where Texas Chainsaw Massacre, in a way, goes, beyond The Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby, is that there's no escape because it's all human beings. So at the end, like when you watch Jaws, as scary as it is, order is restored at the end, and you can leave feeling okay. But there's a moment when she's being tortured at the end where you're like, no matter what happens, all faith in humanity has been lost. So there's no escape.
And he also doesn't get stopped or anything at the end.
No.
He's swinging a
Forever,
chainsaw
in
around
circles.
in the street.
Yes.
The second one, if you ever watch the second one, it is a
I hear it's bad. Or
wild
like a
dip
comedy.
to hell.
Yeah.
It goes insane.
Yeah.
In fucking sane. And not in a good way. It's
No,
not,
no, I heard it's like mostly comedic.
It is, yeah.
I just think like, and there's the moment that really stuck with me at the end of the day was, out of all the horrible shit you see, the thing that I just found so disturbing is when they're trying to give the hammer to their father to hit her on the head, and they're all laughing while they're torturing her. The laughing while torturing, is the thing that really sticks with you. And there is no escape at the end. She gets out of there. She breaks through the window. Amazing shot where it's daylight. Probably one of the greatest relieving moments in film history, where she jumps through the window, and it's surreal a little that it'd be daylight already, but it feels like such a moment. But then when she finally escapes, and just like, it doesn't matter. It's just like so insane. Like, she is not okay.
That guy also, no, not okay, will never be okay.
Will never be okay.
And also the guy that picked her up, his life is immeasurably changed.
Yes.
He was just driving down the street, whatever. He went to the store to get eggs. Now he's got to pick up a woman covered in blood who's being chased by a man wearing a woman's face, another human's face, while swinging a fucking chainsaw around.
It's crazy.
And he's just like, all right. I mean, now, you know what I mean? His whole life is hell now.
But also, when you think of Leatherface and when you think about how hot it is there and no AC, and then he's using an extra skin over his face on top of that. So he's
gonna have, like,
who wants to have extra skin? To me, that's more gross than it's human skin. The fact that he's putting more stuff on in that heat.
I like that you think who wants to do that. I don't think he wants to. I think he's a fucking crazy person.
Well,
and somehow this either, turns him on or something. Like something about it is very, he doesn't just wake up and go, be all right.
You're saying like his comfortability is not his highest
He's
priority.
fucking crazy, man. He's a fucking crazy person who chops people up and wears them.
I also like when you look at text, it's so hard to realize how influential it is. Just the idea of a tool being a weapon, just the idea of a mask on a monster. I think that was pretty new. I think that itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is before Halloween. This is like really the beginning of like the masked monsters. You know what I mean? And to me, it still sticks with you in a way. Like Halloween, I love, and I rewatch and I love, and it's elegant, it's beautiful. But there's an artiness to it that like makes you appreciate. It is scary.
It's great. Yeah, it's so great.
But it doesn't. It is scary, and it's better made in many ways.
It's a great movie.
I'm not saying it's not.
No, I'm agreeing with you. It's a truly great movie.
But you see what I'm saying? There's like an elegance that like.
No, the other one is dark, haunting. It feels. Yeah, you feel bad. It's a movie I wouldn't love to watch by myself.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, it's just like, and I have. But
Right.
you just sort of go, this is fucking brutal.
It's like it feels closer to like a snuff film or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Halloween, which I rewatched, is amazing, and it's something I didn't get the first time I saw it. I was like, "This is stupid. The acting's bad." Some of the acting is quite bad.
You thought that the first time you watched it?
Yeah, a long time ago. But watching it again, you just realize how brilliant it is, and it's almost like an art film.
See, this is what you're going to do with The Shark is Broken. The first time you might, it's so stupid and bad. Then you're going to go, again, you're going to go, fuck, this is really good.
I do renege a lot.
Jokes are so good. The story's great. That guy's so good. The guy playing Richard Dreyfuss is fucking fantastic. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah,
Anyways.
no. It was a kind of good impression, I guess.
So good.
But so we should wrap it up. So I don't want to take it too much of your time. But like, what are your top 3 favorite horror movies? If you had to pick,
It's a big question. Top 3. I mean, I'll probably put Halloween in there.
Yeah.
I'll go just kind of a fun one. I love Friday the 13th, Part 6.
Part 6. I've never
Part
seen
6, dude, it's insane.
Really?
So in Part 4, Tommy kills Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately kills him.
Okay.
He's dead. 5, it's somebody pretending to be Jason. And then 6, Tommy, he can't sleep. He's like, Jason's not actually dead. I have to go make sure that he's dead. So he drives to the cemetery where he's buried. For some reason, they gave this man a full... I also, whatever. A side note here, I really feel that the Voorheeses are the victims of these movies.
Yeah.
But anyways, her son dies while people are fucking. Courts clearly do nothing. She goes to kill the counselors herself because she's like, well, they're not doing anything. They cut her fucking head off.
That's funny to be like, well, they're not doing anything, so I guess I'm going
They
to kill
let
them.
my son drown while they're blowing each
As
other.
if that's what the courts would have done.
That's clearly what
Well,
happened.
the courts are going to throw an arrow through his neck while he's sleeping.
No, but they
I
could have
guess
done
I have to
something.
do it.
But they were like, no, these kids. So this ugly little lumpy-headed kid is dead.
Yeah.
Teeth all over his fucking face. He's fucked.
Quick question. Do you think the mother, in heaven, because she dies at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think when she's in heaven and she sees that Jason comes back each other movie, you think she's like, well, I wish I would have known that he was just going to come back? Because then I wouldn't have to do all this shit.
No, he came back. He came back because he saw his fucking mother be killed. And he's like, I can't deal with this.
See.
You let me drown and then you kill my mom. I'm coming out of the sea. It's crazy. Like
so if you get really angry, you can come back.
You can come back.
Okay.
10 feet tall and fucking
well, it's like when
30 years old.
It's like when you build the house over the Native American burial ground, they get upset.
Yes.
Like they're already upset by the genocide, but not enough. But then once you put real estate development on top of their graves,
Yeah,
they're
a
like,
hot
this
tub.
is the last straw.
Absolutely.
Genocide, I was willing to let go.
Yeah.
But you put this real estate development over my head.
Yep.
I'm finally haunting you.
I will kill Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah.
But the so he goes to the cemetery in 6 and he digs up Jason and he's gonna light him on fire. It's raining. He takes a pole from a fence and starts stabbing him. Anyways, the lightning hits the pole, re-energizes Jason, and now he's stronger than ever. I mean, dude, it's complete insanity, but it's a party.
I also just feel like if you really think Jason's dead and he could come back supernaturally, I feel like even fire. I mean, like, he's not playing by the rules.
What's wild is he was dead. Like, he was dead.
So he would not have come back out if
he was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they
so that's more of a sci-fi
a little bit.
movie.
I mean, they a little bit. It's more of a, what do you call it? A resurrection type deal.
That movie kind of goes back and forth between supernatural and not. Because the
they
first
go all
one's
over the place.
Not supernatural.
Nope.
The second one is
Second one's
supernatural.
not. No, it's not.
Oh,
Friday
it's
the
not
13th. Not at all. It's not super. Well, other than the fact that he comes back from the grave.
Well, that's a little supernatural.
A little bit. But he's not. But he doesn't have any powers yet. He's just.
What about coming back from the grave?
Okay, but they killed his mother in front of him on the beach.
You're like the guy.
Dude, picture this. You're a lumpy-headed fuck, okay?
Yeah.
You live in a basement probably. You eat fish heads. Your mom goes, okay, I'm going to put you into society. We're going to take you to a camp.
Yeah.
Now, because you're a lumpy-headed fuck with teeth coming out of your cheeks, these people don't care about you. They just fuck while you drown.
Yeah.
Then you watch your mother try to avenge you, and you're down there covered in seaweed, like, get a mom. Then they chop her head off.
Yeah.
You come back. Now, I guess it's a little bit supernatural, but it's
You're like
also
the
just
guy during like when Jesus brings back Lazarus. You're like unfazed. You're like, yeah, but he has no extra powers. I'm not impressed by this.
Yes.
Coming back from the dead is the ultimate.
Because I'm trying to factor in the revenge aspect. Look what they did to Jesus.
That's not a part of science where like when you die, unless people really do really fucked up shit.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
So the second one is supernatural, but it sounds like you're saying
kind of, but not really.
100% supernatural.
No.
But you're saying in one of them it's someone else playing him.
Yeah, in 5.
So it goes back to not being supernatural.
It's just a guy.
Yeah. And
so
then
I guess if you want to say, but 3, 4, 6, 7 it has a lot of supernatural elements in it. 8, 9 insanity, and then 10. But 2, the reason I say 2 doesn't necessarily have supernatural things. He doesn't walk the way that he does in the rest of them.
Is he running?
Yes, and he can be hurt. He's 2 is great.
Oh,
2 is fantastic.
I've actually never seen any of them.
2 is two is probably better than 6, but 2 is better than 6. But 6 I'm gonna throw in there because it's so insane. So Halloween, Friday the 13th Part 6. It's not good, but it's good.
Yeah.
But it's not good. 2 is better. Anyways, and then another horror movie that's my favorite horror movie. I mean, fuck, man. There's like a trillion, dude. And me and my friends used to watch a bunch of them to kind of make fun of.
Right.
So there's so many I associate with really funny jokes. Like Poltergeist.
Yeah.
For some reason, we started talking about, because Craig T. Nelson was in Coach, so we started talking, we called him Polter Coach in that movie.
That's fun.
And basically, the demons were coming back to get him so he could coach a football team in hell. And so anyways, I associate that movie with a 2.5 hour riff about Craig T. Nelson being drafted by a football team of demons.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but dude, there's so many horror movies, man. I can't even. What's your top 3? I'll try to think, because you seem to already have this.
I'll do my top 3, and then I'll just list real quick a couple of, and then I feel like I'm taking your time too much, but you're good. Okay. So for me, top 3 is, I guess Texas Chainsaw just has to be on there just because it's so fucked up. So that's definitely 1. I mean, The Shining kind of has to be on there.
Yeah.
As for 3, I mean, we're not gonna count Jaws, right? More of a thriller, I guess, or like
Sure.
3, I really love Midsommar.
Really?
Yeah, and I also really love It Follows, which I rewatch and I think is one of the most brilliant movies. It might be between the 2 of those, honestly.
I like Hereditary more than the other one. It Follows I really liked. But yeah, The Shining I would absolutely put on the list. But 3 is real tough.
Yeah.
3 is like fucking. I watch The Shining every year. I find that movie incredible. Like it's just so good.
It's a movie that like
I love watching it. Like just
yeah.
the whole the cinematography of it, the sound in it. I mean, it's just so.
That's one of my
it's
greatest
great.
like reneging ever because I used to not like that movie, and now I'm like I kind of got really obsessed by it.
I had this with because I have that with some things for sure. The first time I saw Anchorman, I was like, "Oh, this sucks. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen." Then I saw it again and went, "Oh, I'm an idiot." I mean, this was so good. It's so
Anchorman's
funny.
really funny.
Yeah, but the first time I saw it, I just didn't like it.
Yeah, for The Shining, for a long time, even when I did my podcast with Joe, I would say this all the time, which is that like he's crazy from the beginning, so it's not that scary.
He is and he isn't, but yeah, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, no, it is interesting because like it is hard sometimes when Jack Nicholson freaks out at the end. It's hard to be like scared of Jack Nicholson. You know what I mean? He's just kind of beloved. But the movie itself, as a movie, is scary. Like it feels, the movie is literally trying to make you go insane. Like it goes to a next level that goes beyond the kind of human dimensions of like, you know, because in my head I'm like, it would have been scarier if he did feel like a loving father who went crazy. You know what I mean? But the movie goes beyond that, to something else, which is just like, it's just this place of like, I mean, the idea of not using the horror movie tropes of darkness or like, you know, it's pretty much, people are like, Midsommar are all in daylight. But that really is The Shining. I mean, The Shining is a scary movie without any much nighttime use. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
and a normal looking hotel. It's the fear of like eternity, things going in a loop, the symmetry of each space they're in. There's like a freakiness.
Have you looked into the theory that Torrens molested his son? Not
only have I looked into that theory, I've looked so far into it that I actually kind of know it's not true. Like,
well, sure, yeah, but I just mean it's a thought though that like people have pieced together. Not that it is what they were going for in a thing, but if you did want to look at it through that lens, it's also another fucking.
It's so creepy when you look at it through
exactly.
That lens.
It's another whole thing of going. I only bring that up to say that movie can be watched on a lot of different levels, and it's basically great on all of them.
Right.
It's so good.
Well, it goes into when something cannot be easily interpreted.
Yeah.
It just lasts forever. It's the same thing with The Thing when you watch The Thing.
Love The Thing.
Not really knowing exactly who is what at what point, and not really knowing at times, and never really being answered a lot of times, creates this like ability to keep on watching. It's the same thing with The Shining. I think what The Shining made me amazed by is I thought it's thinking at a certain point, it's one of the few horror movies where you don't really know what's going on by the end. Usually most horror movies, there is some kind of explanation. The Shining is way more open to interpretation than most horror movies, I'd say. Maybe there's some now that are like a lot weirder, but up to that point, like it's a movie where you're like, I don't really like know exactly what's happening, and it's another movie where you're like, those aren't really ghosts; they're hallucinations.
Yeah,
they don't actually affect the material world the way ghosts do.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one else sees them; each person's seeing their own. So it actually is hallucination. So it's like, it's a movie that's really hard to define. I think I've understood it more now that like essentially it's a movie that uses continuity errors to have, there's meaning in the continuity errors.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them. A lot of them were just accidents that I think they look too much into. But there is the biggest continuity error that is an answer to the movie is that at the beginning, the guy running the hotel is telling him in the 70s, this guy named, I forget the name now, killed his wife and kids.
Yeah.
And then later on, when he's at the party, he meets that guy. It's Delroy, I think. Charles Grady. He says a guy in the 70s, Charles Grady, killed his wife and kids. When he's at the party, it's in the 20s, and he meets a Grady. But the guy's name is not Charles. It's Delbert Grady.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also the 20s. So you're like, what? Is that the same person? And that's actually a clue to the movie, which is that guy, just like Jack Nicholson, they keep on getting reincarnated and keep on getting trapped in the hotel.
Yeah.
So at the end, just like there's a Delbert Grady and a Charles Grady, it's the same person. The Jack Nicholson in that picture at the end is the reincarnated spirit of Jack Nicholson later on, which is ultimately just a metaphor for how evil will never go away. the evil in humanity will never go away. And to me, that's what's so powerful about the ending. When you see Danny get away, and then you see the camera then zoom in on the picture of Jack Nicholson from the old days, you're not thinking, the real thought you're supposed to have in that moment isn't, oh, he was back there a long time ago. The thought you're supposed to have is, oh, he's going to come back. So it's not a real escape at the end. When you see him at the end, by looking at him in the past, you go, oh, this means he will come back, you know? And that's the power of the movie, I think, or at least the interpretation I kind of like gravitate towards, you know? Mm-hmm. What?
No, I was just listening.
But I get the sexual molest thing. It's definitely a creepy idea.
It's great. I also like the theory that he made the whole movie to tell us that he faked the moon landing. Love that too. Like, it's great. That movie's fucking great.
Well, I think what it is too, and I started believing some shit for a while, a lot of the bigger, like crazier theories, and then I realized the interpretations people put on The Shining are how conspiracy theories develop. First, you have to say that Stanley Kubrick could not make an accident, and then anything is plausible. When the fact is, there can be continuity errors. But the thing about the porn magazine in the beginning, that's where they have the incest thing. It's like, oh, the magazine, have you heard this? The magazine Jack Nicholson's reading has on the cover something about incest, and you only see it for a quick second. So people thought, oh, this is saying that Jack Nicholson's
But also some of the ways that he acts in the movie, the bear... The guy getting blown, the guy blowing a bear, or whichever way that is like supposed to be him and his dad. I mean, I again, not to say that is what they tried to do, but just watching it through the thought of like, if they did do that, you go, this is scary. This was already creepy, but that's fucking
the molestation
creepy as hell.
Thing makes it a lot creepier. The idea that the ball being rolled to him is Jack Nicholson rolling the ball.
Trying to get him to.
The thing about the porn thing is, I know for a fact that Jack Nicholson just had that and thought it'd be funny to have on the set. And Kubrick didn't care, so I know that wasn't. And the thing people also forget is that Kubrick didn't exactly know exactly what he was going to end the movie with when he was making it. He was kind of discovering it at the time. So, but I do think his subconscious leads to these mysteries of space and time that allow people. It's not that all these theories are true. It's that look how great this movie is that it can lead to people having all these theories.
Yeah.
Look how obscure and mysterious and like this movie is. Like, so it's a testament to the movie itself. But yeah, I love The Shining. And I love, It Follows, Midsommar. Those are some of the best movies, my favorite horror movies. We should wrap up because I feel bad. But look, number one, where can they find you?
All the stuff at Nathan Macintosh, MACINTOSH, and check out the special Down with Tech on YouTube.
Yes. He's a great comic. You got to watch his stuff. It's really incredible.
Thanks,
and
man.
he's doing thematic shows, which I really like. Not in the solo show. I was molested when I was a kid. Feel bad for me. But actually thematic comedy like Colin Quinn, which I really love.
Thanks.
Non-pussy solo shows. A man's solo show. It connects.
There's no journey.
He's not crying at the end.
Yeah.
He's ranting from beginning to end, but there's an intellectual connection. You know what I mean? Not like, I made up some story about a neo-Nazi group I was part of. That kind of thing. We'll cut that out. But anyway, not most importantly, check out special. But my movie, you can donate to it now. MemoryRoomMovie.com. Please donate. Any little amount helps. $10, $20, whatever you can. You get a lot of cool rewards. Go to that now and donate. And you can also see me. Can they see you anywhere coming up?
Yeah, I mean, just check out NathanMacintosh.com for dates.
Okay, check out us for dates. For me, I'm going to be at Acme this weekend, Wednesday through Saturday. I'm also going to be at Tacoma Comedy Club, May 24th through 25th. The Port in Baltimore, May 30th to June 1st. Oh, and if you're in New York, Astoria. I'm doing a comedy fundraiser for Memory Room, so the money goes to Memory Room. Astoria, this upcoming Tuesday, Grove 34. The tickets you can go to go to my Instagram. The link is in the bio. Raanan Comedy is my Instagram handle. So yeah, is there anything else you want to say about horror movies or?
They're fun. I want to keep them a little bit to watching them at certain times.
Yes.
That you still have some sort of magic with them. That's me.
Yes, him, Halloween, him with the other girls. They get
Yeah, me and the ladies, October
They
30th
get their,
and 31st.
maybe
November 1st.
their hot chocolate.
We get a hot chocolate. We get those little slippers.
But this has been really fun, and I love horror movies now, and I don't know. I feel like I have to wrap this up, but I don't know how to do it, so I'm just gonna get like emotional. It's been really
emotional.
But anyway, thank you so much for listening. Check him out. Check my stuff out. Donate to the movie. Thank you all so much. We it's tough because it's a one-off, so I can't be like, we'll be back. I got to be like,
You just say goodbye.
we won't be. Goodbye.